So first, let's start the year off right and
Okay.
say Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, 2026.
Yeah,
I think that's the first time I said 2026 out loud.
I mean, 2025 flew by. I felt
Yeah,
like 2025 was a sprint.
it
Like,
was. All year,
yeah,
all
it
12
never
months
felt
was
like
a
it slowed
sprint.
down.
It
Like
didn't.
the seasons blended. Like it was just go, 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 go. I mean, I don't know if it felt like that for you guys, but
Yeah,
2025 was wow.
it was. It was. And what's so important is that even with the sprint, us being able to look at what happened,
Yeah,
because things were going so fast,
yeah,
it's so important that what we did last year to kind of get ready for this year.
yeah, absolutely. And
Or what we did last year to prepare for the year.
yeah, yeah. And I think a lot of people kind of start the year the same way. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, do people still do resolutions? Because I mean,
Yeah,
all the
because
stats always
the
say
gym was crowded yesterday. Remember,
that wasn't crowded to me. Like,
for
but
10 o'clock in the morning, that gym was crowded.
but I mean, like a lot of people start the year with resolutions.
Yeah.
And stats show that by February, it seems like the time frame gets shorter and shorter. But by February now, most people are like, whatever, and just throw the resolution out the window.
Yeah.
And then keep it moving.
Yeah.
But I mean, like some people start with resolutions. I would say some start with goals, their yearly goals. Everybody likes to do the vision boards and all that stuff now.
I love a vision board.
But I think what very few people actually do is stop or pause and reflect and see where you are, like kind of reevaluate your goals.
Yeah.
And just stop with the resolutions, because if people are stopping by February, why even do them?
Yeah.
But if you're setting the goals
Right.
and reflecting,
Yeah.
and taking that time to say, okay, where am I? It makes it a lot easier to kind of chunk up the year, if you will.
Yeah, because the honest truth is you can't truly move on until you close out what you've already done.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back. I am Glacy.
I'm Al.
And here forever I do, y'all, we teach you how to brag.
Build your relationship
according to God. So we're not just doing like goals and resolutions. Like we putting pen to pad.
Yes.
And we are making true changes of what needs to happen for our year to look the best that it could possibly look.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I always feel like we're kind of excessive, but I feel like it's been a necessity to not just set the goals, but like, I mean, we have them, y'all, on a board. Like, you gotta walk past the goals every day, multiple times a day if you're in the house all day, and see them and reflect on them and kind of check your own progress and say, where am I? Am I any closer to this goal that I set at the beginning of the year? And it can make you feel good, but at the same time, it can check you and kind of bring you back to reality and like, I'm really not moving forward with where I thought I would with this particular goal. Like, I need my accountability partners and things like that to kind of push me forward a little bit.
Right. So when we sat down this year, we like to go away and have some time to kind of reflect. I know before we actually went away, I kind of talked about, have you thought about your goals for next year? And something that you said is, but we got to close out. We got to close out last year. And I think that closeout conversation was almost more impactful than preparing for the next year of goals. And that's because we had to see what we did.
Yeah.
Like, and I love that. And I did not like this idea in the beginning of our goals being front and center in the home, because then you're right.
Yeah.
It forces you to look at them every single day. But it's like one of those things is like not out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah.
So we don't have that ability because they're like blasted in your face. As soon as you walk up the steps, it's just like, hey, 2025 goals, And I really like that. Now, not in the beginning, but I like the fact that I was able to see them so that I can always be constantly thinking about, am I still hitting the mark, or am I still on target for the things that I want to do this year?
And I like that, on target. I think like having those goals front and center keeps you on target.
Yeah.
And quite often I think resolutions fail because they're all in the mind, like they're all in the head.
Yep.
We very rarely actually write them out somewhere. And if we do, we don't really want to tell anybody about them because we don't want to be held accountable.
Yeah.
And they typically are grand, like that. They're huge. And one of the things that we started doing years ago was we started asking the question before we set our goals. And the question wasn't, what's next year goal going to be? It's, who do I want to become? Who do I want to be for me, a father, a dad, a husband? Who do I want to be as a business owner? Who do I want to be as a friend? Like, kind of thinking who I want to be. And then my goal became, so what am I going to do about it? And now I can kind of say, oh, I want to be a better husband. This is what I'm going to do this year.
Yeah.
I want to be a better friend. This is what I'm going to do this year.
Yeah.
And again, it takes away that big, grand resolution, if you will, or even that goal that just feels by mid-year insurmountable, too much to bear. And so you scrap it. When you say, what am I going to do about it? Every single thing you decide to do is an incremental step to becoming who you say you want to be.
Yeah, and I think that's important. Like, we do have the big grand goal, and then we have the goal, but then we don't have a plan of what we're going to do to achieve that goal. So that's the other step that I think sometimes we're missing. Yeah. Like, it's not just enough to say, and I'll have a transparent moment. I want to lose 20 pounds. Like, that was one of my goals last year. But how are you going to lose 20 pounds?
What are you going to do?
What am I going to do to lose that 20 pounds? And I think that was the hardest part. Like, what lifestyle changes am I willing to make to become the person that I want to be?
Yeah.
And I think that when you reframe how you say these things, it changes the outcome.
Yeah.
I don't just want to lose 20 pounds. I want to be a healthier person. Yeah. So to be a healthier person, I'm going to lose 20 pounds.
Yeah.
And to lose this 20 pounds,
this is what I'm going to do.
Yes. So I think that you have to walk through all of these different steps to ensure your success. Yeah. Okay. And that whole accountability piece, it is absolutely crucial. It is absolutely necessary. And like, you want people in your corner to cheer you on and to help you when you struggle. And I'm really grateful for that.
Yeah. And to put it into perspective for people, like, who you wanted to become was a physically healthier Gleesy. That is personal. That is taking ownership of, this is who I want to be.
Yeah.
That's the part that you don't have to share with the world. It's about, again, that's who you wanted to become. And then you said, in order to become a healthier Gleesy, I want to lose 20 pounds. And that's the part now you can share with those close friends, those intimate friends like that. And then those people that you want to hold you accountable, those are the people you share. And this is what I'm going to do about it. Because they're the ones that are going to remember, like, you said you wanted to lose that 20 pounds and you said you were going to do this. Let's go.
Yeah.
And I say let's go because accountability partners are willing to go or walk the path, the road with you. Yeah. They're willing to do it alongside you to help keep you accountable.
Yeah.
So that's why, again, like, you share that do-go with those people they're hustling, bustling with you to help you do exactly what you said you were going to do. And if you're not setting the goals with accountability partners alongside you, again, it's a lot easier for it to just fall by the wayside and to drop off course. And those conversations aren't always easy.
Yeah.
One of the things I remember, like, we did, like, every single week in a family meeting, one of my goals was to be a better friend. And I'm horrible at reaching out to other people. Like you can call me and I probably won't get the call during the day, but then, like, I may see a missed call and I may just be like, I don't feel like talking. And so now, instead of responding that day, it becomes a couple of days. Then it becomes a couple of weeks. And then sometimes it just falls completely off my radar. And the same thing with text messages. However, because I said I wanted to be a better friend, and I said, this is what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to reach out to at least one person every week. Every single week, when I sat down with Gleesy and my family, they would ask me,
who did you reach out to this week?
So again, that was the accountability piece that I hadn't had in place before. And it helped me at the end of the year when we were reflecting on our goals. I can now sit down and say, I actually became a better friend.
Yeah.
Am I where I want to be completely? No, I still got some work to do, but I did a lot better this year in actually having the conversations and actually mentoring and being mentored and just talking to people in general.
Yeah.
And actually calling people.
Yeah.
Unlike I have done in the past, all because of how we set the goals with those intentions and keeping that accountability in place as well. So one of the, I guess, main reasons we say we want to set these goals in the new year is to kind of also have that reset. I think too often we just push forward into the next year.
Yeah. We said we sprint.
Yeah. So again, like 2025 was a sprint. Now we just sprint right into the next year. Mm-hmm. And again, we're not taking that time to pause. We're not taking that time to reflect. And most importantly, to reset. Mm-hmm. And our goal conversations, the whole purpose is to reset.
Yeah.
It's just like, this probably dating us, but like back in the day where you didn't like the way the game was going. We all know.
I didn't.
And because you didn't like the way the game was going, you reach up real quick and hit that reset button, start it all over again, to kind of give yourself a chance to catch your bearings, if you will, and then move forward.
Yeah.
And move forward in a better way. So if you aren't accomplishing your goals, or if there's some things that you just feel like you need to get better at, that reset helps with that.
Yeah. So what are some areas that need resetting?
I think the main one is probably your communication, like kind of resetting your communication goals of like how often. Maybe you were checking in once a week the previous year. Maybe you weren't checking at all. And maybe you decided that we need to do better in that area. So let's reset and let's kind of have that conversation around like, how can we get better in our conversation this year?
That's good.
Like, how often should we be checking in? What should we be talking about? Like, what's off the table? What's on the table? All the things.
Yeah. So communication, I think conflict, sometimes how we handle conflict.
Yeah.
It's just not the best. And no matter what our intentions are, sometimes we need to say, all right, look, how we handle conflict or disagreements, it's just not working. And it's like, okay, we have to find a better way to handle this conflict. And you have to be intentional about finding a way to deal with conflict.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And that can include, like, if we're resetting in conflict, we're resetting in communication, maybe the reset is, let's get into counseling this year.
Yeah.
Or let's get into counseling this month, or whatever it may be. Let's go to counseling more, or whatever it may be. Again, like that could be your reset, but it's still important to have it. And I would even say, like, even like your physical needs and intimacy and things like that, like you have to reset there as well. Because one of the things I found out or discovered throughout our now going on 20 years of marriage is,
baby, it is year 20. Ain't no almost. That's these 20 years.
But it was finding out that what I did 5 years ago may not work the next year and the year after that. And having to reset and say, okay, well, what do you like now?
Yeah.
What's important to you now?
Right.
Because fellas, like, I think we become creatures of habits, and we just do the same things that work. Or that this worked before. I'm just throwing out my move, like, and your go-to move may not be go-to anymore.
Right.
Because it's just not working. And so you need to reset in those areas as well. I remember we even took the love language quiz again. And that's like how love language changed a bit. Like it shifted. And
mine shifted a whole lot.
Yeah. Like all of a sudden, Khaleesi goes from words of affirmation to an acts of service. And I'm like, acts of service? Like what? Like, but again, if we didn't have that reset moment and that check-in, like I would have continued to just give my words of affirmation. And she's like, if you don't go and load that dishwasher for me or wash my car, like why are you saying this stuff to me? I'm good in that area. Like, but again, like having that reset and that conversation, even around those physical and intimate like goals and boundaries and all those things, like you have to reset, I would say, like across the board.
Yeah,
so we said communication, conflict, intimacy, like
so maybe like your spiritual health, or like your spiritual goals. Like I know for you it was friendships with men. So like getting into a small group, or what does it look like to grow in your faith? Is it that you not only attend a small group but you lead a small group, or is it we do a Bible plan together, or it's just different things, but talking about what it is that you want to do in a year. So like your spiritual health, I think like work family balance, like that's a big stressor for people. I don't know who said working 12-hour shifts was the move, but looking at what does it look like for us to have that balance this year.
And it's funny, like as soon as you said that one, like the first thing that popped into my mind was burnout. And I think like, again, as you just try to push through into the next year, like burnout is inevitable because you haven't taken the time to reset and to talk through what those things need to look like, especially if you now have a family. Like if you're not talking through that and your career progress and your family is growing and your kids are getting older and they're getting into sports and all this stuff, and all of a sudden the time that you used to have, you no longer have anymore, or you still have the same amount of time, but now the demands for your children has grown because these high school activities be crazy. But now they need more of your time, and you just try to push through, and now you're running yourself ragged, and it's March, and you like, I don't know if I can get through the end of this year.
Yeah, that's so real.
But you got to have those conversations, and even in that area, and reset and say, okay, so our son is going to high school now, and he's playing this sport, and he's doing that activity, and now they expect him to take work study or whatever, and now it's looking completely different, and now he's not getting home to 6, and he has to be dropped off at 6, and like you're like, what is happening? And now you feel like you have another adult in your house with a job, and you still only have the same amount of vehicles. You still have your same schedule. You still have your same amount of hours. And you're like, so what do we need to do?
Yeah.
And you don't want it to just smack you in your face
or
knock you down.
Yeah.
Because you haven't had the conversation.
Yeah. So some questions that you might be able to ask each other to kind of facilitate these conversations is like, what areas did we grow in? Like what areas did you see growth in this area that you feel as though we're killing it on? What areas are we doing really well? And then what areas did we stall? Because sometimes you might have the best intentions, but you just didn't have the right plan to implement it. So you got to look at that. And then look at where you want to go. Where do we want to go this year? Like pick a few things. Like if I could pick your top 2 and my top 2, if we accomplish this by the end of the year, it would be a very successful year for us. So like have conversations like that, open-ended conversations or open-ended questions to kind of help facilitate these conversations.
And like, I know sometimes we like to talk wins and losses, but I felt like when you used to talk about what were your wins and then what were your losses, like your losses, like for whatever reason, you remember your losses a lot more. And they can, again, make you feel defeated and not even want to have the conversation going forward. So like we started talking wins, and like I think you just mentioned, like in those areas of growth. And then the coaching term we like to use is, what are your growth edges? And your growth edges means like you got to the edge of where you can get to on your own. So now, what are your growth edges? Where can you grow that edge a little bit further so that it can move you a little bit closer to whatever it is you're trying to accomplish? So having a conversation around those growth edges kind of takes away the term loss, and it makes you realize that I can keep going. I can keep going in this area.
Yeah.
And I remember like when we were just having our meeting about our last year goals and our forward goals, and we were including our son in the conversation, and we were trying to chalk up what were some wins, what were some growth edges. It was like he had a hard time kind of identifying the growth edges. But once we started to flush some things out, it helped him flush out his goals.
Yeah, and I think you did a good job at facilitating that conversation. Because like me, I was just like, oh my gosh, how do you not know? How do you not know what you won at? Like I can think of 5 things that I saw that you win at this year, but he is just like, I don't know. But I think you did a good job, and sometimes that's what you need.
Yeah, and I think
you need somebody else to help you.
Yes, I think that's key. Again, that's where those accountability partners come into play. But I think that's normal too, though. I think that a lot of times, like, we struggle to see where we won at because, again, like, all we can picture is where we lost. And so it gets harder to see the bigger picture. And because we don't see the bigger picture, we, again, just push through. We don't have the conversations because we don't even want to talk about it. But having somebody kind of extract that from you, and even asking yourself the questions like, again, like, where can I celebrate myself at? And where can I, again, move the ball forward? What are those growth edges? Where can I extend even further? Makes it feel like, yes, I didn't get where I wanted to be, but maybe that was the edge of where I could get to.
Yeah, that's so good.
And now, how can I grow it a little bit further? How can I move a little bit further? And once they help you flush out your goals, you, again, going back to what we said last video, is every single goal is getting you closer to who you want to become. So you never actually become the complete and perfect you.
Yeah.
But those growth edges allow you to move closer to that person that you're trying to become.
Yeah.
And that's what it's clearly about. That's what it's so ultimately about.
Yeah. And I think it's important to recognize that this part takes humility and not defensiveness. Like, because we're not perfect in where we want to be, there's going to be some areas that you need to grow in.
Yeah.
And in order for you to truly grow in that area, you cannot be defensive in your approach to it.
Yeah. And you can't be attacking as well. Like, so again, like, make sure you have like healthy accountability partners that's not trying to make you feel like you lost and you can never win. And they're just trying to help you see the path in front of you.
Yeah.
No matter how long or short that is, they're just trying to help you take the next step forward.
Yeah.
And not fall flat on your face.
Yeah. All right, guys. So who is your accountability partner? And as a couple, who's your couple that can hold you accountable? Because every couple need another couple that can hold them accountable. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. If you haven't, go ahead, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us over on Instagram, where we share marriage tips and tricks every single day. We cannot wait to hear about your resets and to just see you guys win this year. And we want to be right there with you. If you feel as though you need some help in this area, we would love for you to schedule a free brag session where we can kind of walk you through our program, our coaching, and we can just be that extra maybe to get you past that growth edge. Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys in the next video.
Keep bragging, y'all.